Hey, how's it going everyone? It's me, it's Count Jinsula. Welcome to another Pokemon Go discussion video. Today I wanted to talk about a couple of changes that Niantic made in Pokemon Go that has completely flown under the radar. I really do think some of these changes were really positive for Pokemon Go, and I do think that credit needs to be given where it is due. Niantic is doing a couple of good things for this game in spite of a few negatives that players have easily pointed out over the last couple of weeks. But in any case, I'm going to be talking about all of this in today's video, so let's roll the intro and jump right into it. Alright, so in my most recent Pokemon Go discussion video, I talked about some of the changes Niantic recently made to Incense, and how those changes have negatively affected the community. I was actually pretty surprised that there was not a lot of pushback to some of my opinions, because there were a lot of players who were also frustrated with some of Niantic's changes. And I did point out that it's very important that the community continuously gives feedback regarding certain features and design decisions, because that feedback can be used to improve Pokemon Go. Of course, Niantic has had a pretty bad track record when it comes to listening to feedback, but we do have to give credit where credit is due. There are occasions where Niantic will listen to feedback and make changes that are directly related to that feedback. So why am I bringing all of this up? Well, recently I noticed that there were a lot of different changes in Pokemon Go that have completely flown under the radar, and they made a very positive impact in the Pokemon Go gameplay experience. So what are these changes that I'm talking about? Well, first and foremost, I've noticed that the wild spawns have been a lot more diverse, and there's been a lot more rare spawns in spite of there being an in-game event currently going on. I think that was one bit of feedback that a lot of members of the community have been giving as of late, that anytime there is an in-game event, a lot of those event-specific spawns tend to kind of take over the entire game in spite of whatever weather boost or biome that players are currently in. This kind of made the gameplay of Pokemon Go feel a little bit dull, considering that anytime there is an in-game event, the wild spawns are typically going to be less diverse, and you're not going to see a lot of rare spawns outside of whatever is featured during the in-game event. But with the most recent Welcome to Alola event, it seems like the opposite is the case. There has been a lot of diversity in the wild spawns on top of all of the event spawns, and I've also come across a lot of different rare spawns as well. In fact, during this event, I've come across Pokemon like Chansey and Blissey, and I've also come across dragon types during windy weather. This is very unusual for Pokemon Go, especially during in-game events, because in spite of whatever weather boost I was going through, there would be a very specific list of Pokemon that I would typically find. But lately, it feels like the old sentiment of finding rare spawns in the wild has kind of come back to Pokemon Go, and it certainly made the gameplay feel just a little bit more exciting. And I don't know if other players are experiencing the same thing, but it just really feels like the gameplay has been a lot better once this event kicked off, because not only are there the new Pokemon that are going to generate some excitement, but I've been coming across a lot of pleasant surprises in the wild spawns, and I really do feel like it's been a much better experience. Now, this is only during the Welcome to Alola event, which was meant to be a much smaller event, but we'll just have to wait and see how the spawns are going to work during the next major in-game event. Now, another notable change that I noticed is in relations to the Buddy Adventure system. One of the difficulties and probably the most inconvenient parts of the Buddy Adventure system was getting hearts by using your Pokemon to battle. Of course, the simplest method that was available was to battle the team leaders in the battle page, but now all you have to do is start those battles with those team leaders, and then you can just leave that battle and you will get the heart. And for people who are engaged with the Buddy Adventure system would know that this is how it originally was back in the day when the feature first released, and a lot of players were really hoping that Niantic would bring this quality of life feature back, and it seems like they did, because now when you go into a battle with a team leader and you leave, you will get a heart for doing so. Now, I totally recognize that these particular changes are not necessarily going to apply to everyone. There are quite a lot of players who who just do not care about the buddy adventure system. So the fact that Niantic brought this quality of life change is not really going to affect a lot of players. But for the people who are engaged with the buddy adventure system, they would know that this is a huge quality of life improvement. So it is nice that Niantic is thinking about every aspect of Pokemon Go in order to improve the experience no matter how you play this game. And of course, this is a really good sentiment because there's a lot of different ways you can play Pokemon Go. Like if they were to focus on raiding and improving that experience, then that is going to apply to a lot of subset of players who are very focused on raiding. And then of course this current season of the Go Battle League is going to be all about bug fixing and trying out a lot of different things. So I really hope Niantic improves that experience because the Go Battle League has needed some love for a very long time. It's like I said in that incense video. I think what we really need to do as a Pokemon Go community is to continuously provide our feedback and voice our concerns with this game so that Niantic could take that feedback and improve the game in all different areas. I don't know, I just feel like this game has so much potential to be even better than it currently is, and I do think that it's going to depend on how often the community is voicing their concerns without being too toxic, and how receptive Niantic is to that feedback so that they can make all the positive changes that would make players a lot more happy. Of course, there's going to be players out there who really have no issue with the game as it currently is, and they're going to look at a lot of that feedback and just think of it as entitled players just crying over a game that they really do not need to be doing so. But I really disagree with that sentiment because I really feel like what's healthy for a game is a constant communication between the community of players as well as the developers. It could only make the game even better than it currently is. Even if a particular bit of feedback does not apply to your playstyle, it will certainly apply to other players and how they play the game. So whenever you see feedback, I highly suggest you just give it your support, even if it's something that you do not care about. Because a lot of these positive changes are just a few steps in the right direction. We really need to see more if we want to see this game improve at a drastic level, but it's going to take us as a community to continuously provide our feedback as well as Niantic being receptive to it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I just kind of wanted to highlight some of these positive changes, but I would love to know your thoughts down below. What do you think regarding these specific changes, or what improvements would you still like to see for Pokemon Go? Definitely share those down below, and let's have a great discussion. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And I am Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.